Guys, this is getting crazy and scary at the same time, mysterious anyways. NASA has just activated their Earth Defense Group because of 3A Atlas. And 3A Atlas is now bluer than the sun, which could indicate that 3A Atlas has a thrust engine that is hotter than the sun. Sounds crazy? Let's look into this.
NASA-backed International Asteroid Warning Network launched an emergency defense probe after the interstellar comet, also known as 3I Atlas, exhibited unusual behavior.
Interstellar object slash comet slash alien spaceship has changed again and again in an unusual way. So all the signs are pointing away from this being a comet. Do they? Guys, 3A Atlas rapidly brightens and gets bluer than the sun near perihelion. I will explain what that is, but it's mind-baffling because we do have new pictures. We do have new images from October 27th, which is great because NASA still has not released their pictures that they have taken early October. And of course, we're thinking, is that because of the government shutdown? Because if you go to NASA's website, it's like we're out of office, nobody's here, nobody's watching the aliens, the earthquakes, anything. But no, it wasn't, and they work together with a university, so they would be able to release the picture, wouldn't they? Because they're not on shutdown. So that is still strange. The high-rise pictures from that camera have not been released, but Atlas is changing, and we cannot see it at the moment. The pictures have been taken shortly before it was going into perihelion, where now the sun is between. We can't see it. It's hiding behind the sun. And we know that Harvard scientist Avi Loeb has the theory. And I know many say, oh no, and he just wants to sell his book, he's crazy. No, I don't think so, guys, because how he explains it, he says, you know, if this is a normal comet, which he thinks is 60% likely, but he has changed his opinion a little bit. So it's a little bit less likely in his opinion right now. But he said, guys, we have to look at every avenue here because this object is different than the last two interstellar objects. And if that was something else, this would have major implications for the whole planet. Not just, I don't know, teeny tiny effects. This could end mankind if that was an alien spaceship. And he says, in the face of perihelion where we cannot see it, that's when, if it was an alien spaceship, it would change trajectory. It could without us noticing. Or it could send then several tiny spaceships. So we would still see the comet go on its path, but maybe it has sent something small to Earth. And he says, since that is such a potentially fatal implication, we have to look at our avenues. And it seems now the government does too.
During the daytime, right now, the 3I Atlas is flying behind it, perhaps for a reason. You know, if it's a technological object, that's the best time for it to do a maneuver when it's closest to the sun, to take advantage of the sun's gravity. That's what we do with our own spacecraft. And so the question is, will it appear on a different path after passing close to the sun?
And despite being on lockdown, NASA has just activated its Space Defense Group because of 3A Atlas. And they do say because of possible concerns over a Manhattan-sized object that could be a comet with potential alien technology. So an alien spaceship. Is that what NASA is saying? And now the Philippines and Malaysia, at the same time, they're signing the Artemis Accords. So 56 nations now join these Artemis Accords. So what is that? All of these nations have basically signed bilateral accords with NASA and the United States to conduct future space exploration. That could be various things, just trying to get resources like space mining, space tourism, but also space defense.
What do you think it actually is? And if it is potentially, something dealing with aliens, anything we can do to kind of brace ourselves for this, because that could potentially be terrifying or even catastrophic.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
For
well,
sure.
yeah, that's right. I mean, in the context of intelligence agencies, they are always prepared for low probability events with huge implications, because when you don't prepare for that, you are surprised, and that could be quite dangerous. However, we were never prepared for this kind of a scenario. We always thought about rocks coming from the sky. These are meteors. And I completely agree with you that we should change the way we address, because right now we are entering a new era. There is the Rubin Observatory in Chile that will find interstellar visitors every few months. And so we should be ready for such a situation. And the question is, what kind of plan should we make in case we notice some alien technology?
So that really, it raises the question, what is going on with 3I Atlas? Do they know more than we do? Is there a reason why NASA isn't releasing these pictures? So let's get to what has changed right now. What do we do know? And it's kind of, guys, don't kill the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I have to tell you, I find it mysterious, but I also find it concerning. Do I, in the back of my head, still believe it's a comet? Well, kind of, I tend to, but that's a human thing, right? We just don't want to believe that it could be something else.
And the question is, what kind of plan should we make in case we notice some alien technology? I sent a white paper submitted to the United Nations, the International Astronomical Union, bringing up this point that we should be better prepared. But I do think, realistically speaking, that the politicians will take it seriously after the first encounter. And then, we will have to establish an alert system that includes probes in the outer solar system that alert us to any incoming technological object. And then we have to decide how to deal with it. Should we intercept them?
The new images, and they're not great, right? They're not high resolution because it's so far away, show 3I Atlas approaching perihelion on October 29th, 2025. They reveal a rapid brightening and a color bluer than the sun. And that's strange. Right now, 3A Atlas is out of sight from Earth with any cameras or telescope. We cannot see it. The sun is hiding it. It's basically alone and can do what it wants. So it went through solar conjunction relative to Earth on October 21st. I have reported about this. And this unfavorable geometry of opposition from Earth, how Avi Loeb calls it, is a possible hint of design. But the solar conjunction has placed 3I Atlas within the fields of view of several space-based solar chronographs and heliospheric imagers. And that did enable us a continued observation during its final approach towards perihelion. So who has observed 3I Atlas? That's the STEREO. That's the Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory that consists of two spacecrafts that have been sent up there in 2006. STEREO A orbits slightly more quickly than Earth around the sun, and STEREO B, which orbits slightly more slowly than Earth around the sun. And SOHO, Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, also has observed 3A Atlas. Was launched in 1995, orbits the sun. It carries the LASCO. It's a large angle and spectrometric chronograph. Then GOES-19 was launched in 2024. It's a weather satellite that is operating in a geostationary orbit, and it carries a compact CO chronograph 1. And the new findings, the new observations of 3A Atlas from these machines, I say, during the month of September and October, reveal mysterious observations. They looked at it and then they saw a rapid rise, really rapid rise in the brightness of 3A Atlas that was scaling inversely with distance from the sun. They see on the pictures a glow that is extending out 300,000 kilometers around 3A Atlas, comparable to the scale of the bloom of carbon dioxide that was traced by the Sphere X Space Observatory on August 8 till 12. And in addition, 3A Atlas appears to be distinctly bluer than the sun in the LASCO CC1 color photometry. Because in contrast to earlier observations, it was red. And that suggests that emission contributes a substantial fraction of the overall visible brightness. So the problem is we have basically to wait when it arrives back closest to Earth on December 19th in 2025. Then we will have ground-based observations as well as data from the Hubble and Webb Space Telescope basically during the months of December. Then they will be able to characterize 3A Atlas in great detail, because the new data that they found suggests that 3A Atlas will likely emerge from perihelion way brighter than before. But why? Why? So this new scientific paper that was just released, the authors make it clear that rapid brightening of 3A Atlas by far exceeds the brightening rate of most cloud comets at familiar distances from the sun. And it remains unclear why this is happening. Also, they make it clear they're very surprised that the appearance of 3A Atlas is bluer than the sun, because dust that comes from that comet, I call it, is expected to become more redden the scattered sunlight. And the surface of the object is expected to be an order of magnitude colder than 5,800 degrees Kelvin at the photosphere of the sun. That sounds scientific, but let me tell you in easy words. It should result in 3A Atlas having a redder color than the sun. And that's why we already have 8 anomalies with 3A Atlas. Scientists say we must add the blue color at perihelion as the 9th anomaly to the list of unexpected phenomena of this strange, how they call it, interstellar object. So could this color change? I know it sounds crazy, guys, but really we have to think all avenues. I agree with the scientists. Does this change in color employ a power source that is hotter than the sun? That would be crazy. Guys, this is part 1. I'm releasing part 2. I have to record it because I found another anomaly. Things are even getting stranger with 3A Atlas. I have a 3A Atlas playlist, so subscribe, guys, like and hype this video, and if you click the notification bell, you will be notified when I release the next video, the next part of this. I don't want to make this too long. I promise you it'll be a few hours after this one. I'll stay on it, on the pulse of the Earth and of space. I hope you like this, guys. If you want to learn more about the perihelion, click the video in the end screen here, because I'll explain everything in detail. And I'm also talking about the 8 anomalies that we've already found. So you can find this here in this video. If you want to know what's going on with volcanoes, landslides, tsunamis, earthquakes, also subscribe. Check out the videos in the end screen. I see you here in a second, and please stay with me. Wait a few hours. The next one's coming. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.